Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today's guest, we believe, needs no introduction. In what has been an incredible breakthrough season, she's made the leap from elite marathon running into HYROX, and after just a handful of races, a couple of elite races, and now she's the 2026 HYROX World Champion. My God, you sang and smiled your way through the race. We were there to watch. It was absolutely epic. We're so glad to get you back on. If anyone hasn't listened to the first episode, we spoke to you before. Obviously, you became world champion, but thanks for coming back on, Alyssa. We are buzzing to hear from you.
Of course. I just wanted to chat with you guys again. This sounds so fun.
I know, honestly, I feel like, yeah, we didn't speak that long ago, but it's been an absolute whirlwind. And we were in Stockholm and we watched you race. So how does it feel to be 2026 HYROX World Champion?
Still a little bit unreal. I won't say like completely like surprised. Like I think I knew this was in my wheelhouse. Not from the get-go, but like I knew this was gonna happen, just maybe not this soon. So maybe that's more of the surprise is like the whole short runway on the whole thing. But yeah, it's been a crazy few weeks. Things have kind of settled back down. So that feels good to kind of be back in a routine and kind of be back focusing on training and looking forward to kind of the start of a new season not too long from now. So here we go.
I know, literally, it's crazy, isn't it? There's not a huge off season. Um, Before we kind of talk about what's next, future training, can you just like talk us through the race a little bit? I think everyone probably wants to know how you felt out there. I mean, it looked like you were having the best time, even just from the beginning, like seeing you kind of run out and high five the crowds. And yeah, could you just kind of give us a walkthrough of how the race was for you?
Oh yeah. um, yeah, I mean I can kind of tell the story of like the whole few days if you really want
Yeah.
me to just word
Yeah,
dump.
because you had a bit of a rough few days leading into it, didn't you?
For sure. Arrived in Stockholm, I think the Friday before a Thursday race. I had almost a week there to just kind of adjust and kind of like develop a routine, like feel like I'm at home. So that was really helpful. Got in and found a gym. It was called Life Lab, and that's I think where a bunch of the other kind of Elite 15s ended up training. So it was kind of fun to see people popping in and out during workouts. Also a little nerve wracking. Like I don't know, you watch other people work out, and it can be like a little bit intimidating, or not that you question what you're doing, but yeah, I don't know if I love that. I'd rather have my own space, but it was great. Worked out, Saturday, and then went in to the gym on Sunday. Was on like a echo bike and stepped off it as I was adjusting the seat really weird and just completely came down and twisted my right ankle. Um, Immediately knew it was like not good. Like I like felt like I was gonna vomit. Like just had
Oh
never,
wow.
I've never, yeah, it was just like an immediate like everything in my body reacted to it. I've never been injury prone. Like I've literally in my 22 years of sport have like never broken anything, never had stitches, never like been to the ER. Like I've had one overuse injury in running and that was it. So this really freaked me out.
Yeah.
Sunday after the workout, I finished the workout, of course, because I'm stubborn, and went back home for the night and like things just started to swell. Everything got really stiff. And then all day Monday, I was just hobbling around. Could move, but like I was probably walking like 25, 30-minute miles, just super slow. Really off on my stride. Didn't do any activity that day. Didn't do any activity Tuesday either. Maybe I biked a little bit. But yeah, just was really unsure how the race would go. I think I knew that no matter what, I was going to try it. Stick a bunch of ibuprofen in my body and like cross my fingers and hope for the best. Um, so we did Tuesday, did Wednesday, and by the time Thursday rolled around, I was like able to walk just fine. I had not yet tried like running or any of the stations. So that made me a little nervous, but got to the venue and kind of had started like an ibuprofen regimen that day. So like the pain was feeling fine. And then yeah, we got to race time and I don't know, I think from the second we got out onto like the race floor and there was, you guys were there, the crowd was incredible. Like
Yeah.
They had just
So
done the
good.
Walk of Nations, and everyone was like, in their colorful shirts, and the stands were like so full. It was just immediately from walking out there, I get goosebumps just talking about it. Just incredible. The first thing I saw when I walked out of like they have us walk out of the Red Bull tent, kind of around the crowds to drop like our fueling, either like gels or bottles. And there was this little boy. I think he's 10. He was from my home state, Michigan, and he had a sign that said "Go Alyssa McElheny," like hand drawn.
No.
Yeah, so it's just like the best like start to like being out there. It was like, oh my gosh, it feels like it's a home crowd in a way. Um, yeah, I don't think I felt nerves the entire time. Like just so fun to look around, interact with people. Got out on the course, we get to the starting line, and I like my thing is I don't know, they reserve like I think it's the 6 spots on the start or the front of the starting line for the 6 fastest seeds, and like I don't want it. Like I'm gonna step to the back. I'd rather kind of be in my own space. So yeah, I went to the back, and then the lights went off. From the get-go, I think the first couple steps I took, I was like, my ankle is fine. Like not that I wanted to like test it. Like I think the tight corners made me a little nervous, but like didn't feel a thing, and my legs felt so fresh. Um, I think
Enforced
with
rest.
I know. It's weird how rest actually helps with that kind of a thing.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, what the heck? um, so yeah, I think from the get-go, I now looking back, I realized that, this whole ankle twist thing was part of the whole story. Like I truly wonder if that hadn't happened, if I wouldn't have felt as fresh, if I would have felt the pressure to train through the race a little bit. And I think it really just distracted me those few days leading into the race, helped me think about like nothing else but like, is my ankle okay? Is my ankle okay? So yeah, I think it was like necessary. So I didn't feel the ankle, really just like enjoyed the crowds. Like, so for the elite course, it was 5 laps around for every K, which to me was like, that's a lot of laps. Like,
Yeah.
so many circles. But it truly was like the best thing. I had my coach in one corner. I had like my Adidas. I forgot to talk about signing with Adidas, but my Adidas team in one corner. And then the other was 2 girls from my gym, Charlotte and Tina, back in Michigan, who were competing in their age group championship later that week, I think on Saturday. So they were just like, them and their partners were just screaming their heads off. So every time I went around every like corner, I got to like see my people and like feel that support and that love. And I, again, like talk about a reason for smiling. Like that was it. It was just so fun to see them every single time I went around. Is this too wordy? Are we good?
No,
No,
you're
I
good.
love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Before you carry on, can I ask, when you came out, because when the girls started, like obviously Joe and
Yeah,
Lauren
Laura.
went straight out the front. Did you not stay with them because of your ankle, or was it your plan always never to stay with them? Because I did think like when they first came out, I was like, oh, Alyssa isn't with them, and I thought you would have taken it on. But now I'm wondering whether it was the ankle thing.
Yeah, going into the race, like, the weeks or even month leading up to the race, I talked a lot with coach about, what are we doing? Like, are we trying to go for the win? Are we trying to do like in my head, I kind of call it a safe podium spot. Not that, that's guaranteed, but I think I knew from other races that if I ran what I was capable of and what I had done, that third would be pretty realistic. And we kind of landed on like, let's get in like a safe shot. Like a podium at the first Worlds is a big deal. So like that was kind of the plan going in. And I knew they'd go out hot. They always do. And I knew that if I just kind of ran my own pace and did my own race, that I would, move to where I needed to move to by the time, the race was done. So that was the plan. The plan was to kind of let them do their thing and, maybe hunt them down in the last half of the race, but really had no idea. So to, come out of ski and then get to sled pull. By the time sled pull was done, I was, I think, just a few seconds behind Joanna. And to me, I was like, okay, that's good. Last time, like Lauren was still ahead of me after pull. It was push first. Push is first.
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't need to know the race. It's not like you're a world champion, is it? It's fine. you just rock on with your own HYROX.
Knows nothing about her own sport. Cool, great. That can be like the title of this. So
HYROX World Champion. No race format.
that can be the clip you share. I swear, do it.
You don't need to know the race to become the world champion. It's all good.
Just follow the people that do this and direct you where you're supposed to go.
Yeah. At least if
Okay,
you know the race after, when you're not in the lead, then it's fine. As long as you know the race after the sled pull for the rest of it and you know where to go.
fine. Yeah, the rest of the order, I'm sure I'll get right. Positive. So we pushed. We pushed first, apparently. And yeah, came out ahead of Lauren, right behind Joanna. And that was kind of like this is new. Then Warsaw, I was still behind them both by a little bit at that point. After sled pull, kind of middle of sled pull, I actually started to like overtake Joanna. And that was unexpected. I did not think I'd be at that point in the race. It didn't make me nervous. I think I felt at that point that I was still like running a very safe, conservative race and pace for myself. So that felt really good. My coach afterwards says like after sled pull I could tell you were like hunting. Like he's like I could tell that like it was on. So yeah, after that I like went to burpees and actually made up a good chunk in burpees, which is not what I expected at all either. Burpees is kind of has been my hardest station, but I think we're putting it together. Like we're putting little pieces together and it's getting to be a pretty good station for me. So that was nice to see. And then yeah, row, like DJ played No Hands by Roscoe.
Yeah, you on the road.
It was so good. I was like, everyone's like, is she singing?
I watched the live stream back once, and I think they were like, "Is she talking to herself? Like,
what is she doing?
No one's out there." It's like, yeah, just going crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I got to like sing along to No Hands by Roscoe, which was great. Yeah, just again, like I will say, like the whole thing was just joyful. Like where I was rowing, I could look to my left and see my two teammates, just again screaming their heads off, and yeah, being able to interact with the crowd was so fun. So same with that. Like you have to row and then farmers carries, we got to run or do farmers carries a lot. Like, oh my gosh, we had to run alongside the crowd. So that was incredible. Like I remember there was like one of the whole stretches was like green shirts, like Team Mexico, and like
That was next to us.
yeah,
We were right
like
next to those guys. They were buzzing, weren't they?
yeah, like just wild. Just the interaction with the people, like I again just absolute beaming. Like don't love farmers carry, but like again hard not to smile when there's that many people in your face, like so like exuberant and happy to be there. So yeah, farmers carry, I think I lost a little ground there. And then by the time we got to wall balls, I think I went into wall balls with almost like a 30-second lead, and then threw a lot of no reps. I think it was either a mix of like traditionally I've always gotten really, really deep in my like wall ball squats, and we've been trying to work on like not wasting that much energy. So maybe I went too far in the other direction and didn't, quite get as low as I should on some of them. Hit a couple where I like hit over the target, so those didn't count. But yeah, I think it ended up being like 16 no reps. So I threw 116 unbroken. And like threw, yeah, ooh.
Ouch.
Not ideal. Yeah, not what we're aiming for. And so yeah, by that point, I think like Joanna had made up like a good chunk of time. I think I knew if I had a 10 wall ball lead that like I could still feel pretty comfortable, and like that was the case up until the end. So yeah, I got to like finish and cross the line and turn around and like watch the crowd like roar, and again see some of my like Adidas people, see my teammates, like see my coach. Yeah, I like could not ask for a better memory. It still all feels very real and very tangible. I'll think about that for a long time, especially leading into next season. It'll be a good thing to kind of go back to and yeah, have in my back pocket leading up to another season. So also my computer is about to die. Do you mind if I grab my charger?
Oh no, yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Thank you. I'm clearly very prepared this morning.
No, you're
great.
all good.
Get that badger plugged in. We're the same. We're actually just sitting up in our storeroom. That's how prepared we are.
Yeah.
A nice blank white wall. We needed somewhere quiet. There was a lot of noise in the gym, so we came up into the storeroom.
How's the gym going?
Yeah, really good. It's been awesome. I mean, we've had fab weather, which has been great. So everyone's been loving training.
Moving all the kit outside.
Yeah, getting the kit outside, which has been super
There's a
good.
bit of sun in Scotland, so everyone's Turning from translucent to
getting a bit of a tan on. Trying at least.
Yeah, they're like pink.
yeah, everyone's burning basically.
Yeah, I'm good. We're all good charge wise. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. No, I was gonna ask, did you like let yourself in the race like ever think like, okay, I think I've got this, like I think I've got the way, or do you try and like block that out and stay focused on just exactly what you're doing at the time?
Yeah, I think that for me it was truly after coming into burpee broad jumps. I had made up, so I'd come out of sled pull ahead and then made up some ground on that run. And then coming into burpees, I think I was like this is my day, this is mine to lose. And then especially after burpees were done, I had made up even more ground. Yeah, I felt really confident. Like I think I knew in my head that if I just like kept running the pace I was running, which again felt pretty conservative, I knew like the rest of the stations, like I'm pretty good at row. Farmer's carry, I'm passable. And then lunges, I think I'm pretty solid. Wall balls, I'm really confident in. So yeah, it was really after burpees that like I think I knew it was my day to lose. So
yeah. No. Have you done 100 wall balls unbroken before? Did you go
yes,
and you could do it?
in Warsaw I did. Yep.
You did. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't
And
sure that because I remember watching, thinking, "Oh God, you've got a few no reps." And I think by
I know.
that point, I was like, "Oh, great, she's gonna have to go." And I was like, "I think she's going unbroken." But like going unbroken plus those no reps, like that, fair play. Did you practice
Yeah.
like doing more than 100, as in just like mentally, so you knew you could do that, or did adrenaline just were you just like, "I'm not dropping this ball until I cross that line"?
I think it's probably both. Like I think going in, I knew I was like, I can't stop. Like
Yeah.
I think me and Joanna and then Sinead, like we're all close enough that like if somebody stopped and paused, like that was not a death sentence, but like yeah, I think we all needed to keep going if we wanted to be, have the chance of finishing as, high as we possibly could. But yeah, definitely have done a lot of practice with wall balls. Like I've gone 200 unbroken at the gym at home. Yeah. It was actually not that terrible. I feel like I've learned that wall balls, I mean, very physical, but also is like a big mental game. Like, I don't know. I think I got to like after a workout here, like at my gym in Grand Rapids, got to, 125. And at that point it was like, I'm already this deep. Like just keep going.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No.
So yeah, definitely have practiced that.
Were you hurting on them? Were you like, oh, I need to like keep going? Or were you feeling like, oh, it's okay, I've got this? Like, just for
I
those
think
last.
I think I could have kept trucking. Like I definitely like felt a little fatigue at the end of I think the last 10 maybe, but like if I needed to, I could have pulled out a good chunk more. So yeah, I was in a good spot. Yeah, I think I finished. I jogged across the line and like, you know, bent over for 20 seconds, but like yeah, it was really like again, I still have not pushed to my true ability on
Yeah.
the
You
runs.
paced it so well, didn't you? Because
Yeah.
like you still felt like that at the end, and you didn't like empty the tank and crawl across the line. Like,
No,
what are you
we got
capable
some
of?
left. They
Yeah.
definitely have room left to improve, which is why I'm so pumped to like be back for a couple months. I don't travel again till I'll head to Europe and then to Asia with Adidas in September. But I have like 2 full months here to really just like get into routine and work pretty hard and have like a full training block, which honestly, since starting the sport, I haven't had more than like a month at home at a time. So it'll be really nice to be here for 2 months and really feel like I can settle in.
Yeah, no, definitely. Before we go on to like kind of training and what's next, on like in the race, like for the runs, because it was the laps, like I think, am I right in saying you had lapped or were like close to lapping like even was it second or third place? Like you were quite far ahead, like on the runs. Did that like make you push harder or like feel like cat and mouse, or how was that? Because I think it definitely at one point there was a really quite a big gap between you and Joanna and Sinead behind.
Yeah, I want to say it was yeah probably after burpee broad jumps was probably the time where the gap was the largest, and yeah I could see them like ahead of me, well ahead of me
Yeah.
but not ahead of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm a gamer, I'm a racer, so yeah it was definitely nice to be able to like see that gap and be able to reel them in a little bit. Yeah, I honestly was kind of nervous about the 5 lap format. I was like worried I was going to lose count. Um, that was making me really nervous. But yeah, the board helped. I had my coach at one corner again, kind of like letting me know like you're going in this time. So yeah, I thought the laps were not as like negative as I thought they'd be. I think it still made for a slower course than like the open age group races. It's again just tighter turns and more frequent turns, but I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know. I thought the grid was really fun, and I'm looking forward to like keeping racing that way.
Yeah. How about racing on a boat?
Oh boy. I have some thoughts. I, I don't know. So I've never been on a cruise before. Have either of you?
No.
Oh,
I
well,
feel
cruise.
like a lot of HYROX people have it. I feel like the type of people are, they don't like to be confined to a boat, but
Yes, that's how I feel. Yes, I'm super excited about like the chance to race in an elite field, no matter where it is.
yeah.
And I love that. Like I love Spain. Like I lived there for a year in college, and
Oh, cool.
it's like I will always go back there. So I think the cruise is like Mallorca, Barcelona, and then Marseille. So I love that area of the world. It's like a beautiful region, but I will be off the boat as much as possible. um, we'll definitely be exploring the cities a lot. Yeah, because I mean, I don't know how much either of you know about like what the race will look like on the cruise, but it's going to be like a time trial format.
Yeah. What do you think about that instead of like, because you said you're a racer, like, and you obviously are, and then you get to see people hunt them down. Do you know if it's like time trial as in like it'll be, for example, seeded like first and second, so it could be like you and Joanna going off again. Is it like, or is it fast like first against 15th? You know, like sometimes they do
Yeah,
that. Like, how are they? Do
I've
you know how they're seeding it or anything? Or?
from what I was told in Stockholm. Again, I think this is probably flexible and like could change, but I think the current plan is to have slowest to fastest, and everybody goes off at 1 minute increments. So
Oh, so that everyone's going to be on the deck at the same time.
yeah, at some point, like it can be chaos.
I
Like,
mean,
I
that
feel
makes
like,
it a bit more fun for us to
yeah,
watch.
like,
Maybe
feel
not for
like
you
at one point
guys.
that track might be so confusing. Like there's going to be someone that's 15 minutes into their race and then someone who's just starting their race. Um, I'm actually pretty excited about the idea of like a time trial format though, because for me, like I do like to race. I'm competitive, but I also think that coming from a running background, I know like pacing pretty well. Like I really understand what that 1,000 should feel like and how I should feel, the beginning, the middle, the end. And I think there's some people that don't come from that background and kind of rely on the group to pace. And I don't need that. So I think being solo will not actually be the worst thing in the world for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it is outside, is the track outside? So will your GPS work?
I believe it's outdoors. Yeah, I would in my brain it's like around the top of the
That's what
boat.
I was thinking, but then I thought I could be wrong. Like,
Yeah,
I
none
don't
of us
know.
are cruise people, so we don't really
No.
know.
Who knows?
I'm just quite conscious of people like sitting on a deck chair having a cocktail.
Just like
And
relax.
then like a bunch of Hyroxers, elite, like running around with their tops off. Like it's
What a show. Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
I'm like I'm
And
apprehensive about a little bit of it. Like I don't love the idea of being in like a small cabin for like a week, and like I don't know. I'm assuming like I've loved like getting to know and interacting with like HYROX fans. Like the couple days after Worlds at the stadium was so fun to like be approached by hundreds of people that either wanted a photo or wanted to just talk. Like that was like truly one of the best parts of my entire weekend. But I think a week of that could get a little bit like daunting. So yeah, I'm
especially
just
pre-race as well, isn't it? When like you guys are trying to not get ill, like eat what you
yeah
need to eat. Like yeah, it's quite
yeah. I think just an interesting like it really puts like all those elite athletes in kind of a strange space for the week of their race. So I mean everyone's in the same boat. It's literally
literally.
that was so good.
That was so good.
It's not even intentional. We're all in the same boat. That was wow, I'm so proud of that. um so yeah, same boat. So like yeah, it's an even playing field, but yeah, I'm just curious to see. I think it could really throw some people for a loop. Hopefully that's not me.
Yeah. I mean, whatever happens, it'll be a good crack. I think everyone's intrigued. If anything, they've like created intrigue into what's
For
going to
sure.
happen at the beginning, and
Yeah.
it's started conversations, hasn't it?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for like different race formats. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't make me that nervous. It just yeah, I'm just a little apprehensive about the cruise part. Other than that, like
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
trail race, that sounds fun. As long as I'm not prone to getting seasick, we'll find out.
Oh
Yes,
God, I
we'll
I don't
soon
know.
know.
Yeah, but it should be fun. I think overall it'll be a good time.
Yeah, for sure. So what does the next like couple of months look like then? You said like getting a good training block in. Like, can you give us an insight into what that might look like for you? And yeah, we're excited to hear how
Definitely.
you're like, because you're clearly you've got more in the tank. So how do you like focus that now?
Yeah. So yeah, I have 2 months before leaving for it'll be like Germany and Beijing in the beginning of September. Um, yeah, I think I have a few things. Kind of have taken the last 2 weeks as like not off time, but downtime. Have really dropped mileage. Have just kind of been working out and having fun with it. No real super big plan or structure, which honestly, it's probably going to be my only chance to get like a good chunk of downtime until Worlds next year. So really, I think had a good time with that. Got back in a good sleep schedule. Um, yeah, just took a couple weeks to like feel relaxed and recovered. So yeah, now I'm like very ready to get back into things. Um, Starting this like whole HYROX journey in December. One of the main things I talked about, well, not I talked about, but my coach would tell me is that, um, we could do like too much. Like I'm, I'm new to the sport, but it came pretty easily. And I'm like, I will do whatever I'm told in terms of like, if you give me a ton of volume, I'll do it. If you give me a ton of intensity, I'll do it. And I think that, that was really necessary to like not do too much and just have fun with it for the first 6 months of my time in HYROX, just in terms of not getting injured, just playing it safe and smart, and just like really being able to love the sport before we like dive in really really deeply. So I think that's going to be something in the next couple months. I've kind of asked for like, give me the not fun stuff, like give me the stuff that's going to make me better and that might not be fun. Like I've spent the last 6 months, most of my workouts have been in class at my gym here at Eighth Day, which is really fun. Like to get to work out with, between 10 and 30 other people every day, and be able to compete with some of the guys in class and compare scores. It's been like just such a joy. But going forward, yeah, I think there'll be still opportunities to take class and like have fun with people like that, but maybe also a few days where it's a little bit less a little less fun and a little more painful. um, yeah, I'm gonna try and like do some heavier weights, get used to pushing a heavier sled or doing a heavier lunge. Just get accustomed to those things so that race day comes, it will feel a little easier. Probably dropping running volume a little bit in terms of just outside of workout runs, and putting some of that run volume into like compromised running during workouts. So there's a lot of different pieces at play in the next couple months, but I'm like feeling really ready to go and feeling like again there's a lot of upside to where I can go in the next year. So yeah, excited to continue to surprise people. Hopefully, I'm a little bit I'm mourning the loss of like my underdog or surprise status a little bit. Like that's a bummer. It's been so fun in the last chunk of time to come from nowhere and shock people. And not that that can't happen anymore, but it's a little bit less likely. After winning world champs, I think the underdog title is probably gone. So
Yeah, yeah. I think all bets are on you now that
Yeah.
you might take some of the races this season.
yeah, I hope so. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Looking forward to doing some bigger workouts and harder stuff. And yeah, especially now that I'm able to make this like as of like 2 days before Worlds, able to make this my living. I'm going to be able to again focus more on training and getting really big nights of sleep. Hopefully, focus better on like the nutrition piece and the self care piece. It's all so far to me felt very lazy. Like getting 9 or 10 hours of sleep at night, 8 to 10, whatever. Sleeping in feels lazy to me. I've always been an early riser. So just trying to flip the script of, that self-care and, all of that going from this like negative, like quote unquote lazy thing to what I have to do for my job. At this point, my job is to like take care of my body and recover as best I can so that I can work out as hard as I possibly can. So, sleeping a lot and napping and, maybe getting body work done is all going to be part of that. So, yeah, I just have to kind of change my mindset when it comes to those things.
Yeah, totally.
It's cool that so obviously we can get into like that signing with Adidas and becoming a full-time professional athlete, which is like incredible and so well deserved. But you said on the last podcast that you used to do track. Well, did you used to do it, or are you still doing it with like the track days and the track meets with the kids, which you loved? Are you going to keep anything like that in, or have you fully gone all in and focused on being a full-time athlete?
Yeah, I think that's something that like I would or will miss. I think going forward, it'll be something I do on a volunteer basis.
Yeah.
Just because I'm going to be gone so much for either appearances or for competitions. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's something I still want in my life. I'm just unsure of how it will look going forward. Yeah, I think I'd have a hard time completely parting with it. So
Yeah, it's hard when something's been so, and like now maybe even more so, you're so inspirational to these girls and these kids. Like to have somebody like you at their track meet is
I
pretty
hope
cool, isn't
so.
it? Yeah,
Yeah,
so I just wondered whether I know it's going to be hard to like fit in with a massive race schedule, being away, doing athlete. I just wondered if you would be able to fit that in because I feel like when it's been a big part of your life, it's quite hard to I guess leave something like that behind and like you said, just focus on you and feel like it's quite a
yeah.
it's not
And
a
I
self.
and I do
You have to
feel
be selfish to be a professional
yeah,
athlete. You have to put yourself
that's
first. But when you're so used to putting other people first, it's quite a hard mind shift, I guess, is what I'm trying to.
definitely. I think that's like what you said is exactly how I feel. Like for me, coaching is a way to not like live a selfish existence, to like do things for other people, to give back. And so I think that's a piece I would really miss. And I think I have to realize too that there's other ways to do that, whether it's at like with my gym community or yeah, I mean, I'm talking to like the
Online,
special.
even. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Interacting with people online, talking to like the Special Olympics community here in Michigan about doing some sort of like HYROX class or like mini competition. So there's a tons of ways to give back. It just comes down to what works best with time and energy and all that.
Yeah. And then becoming a professional athlete, so intrigued into your story, but also does that mean that you haven't increased volume and you've just increased your recovery now? It's just given you more time to focus on that to become a better athlete, or what's changed in that way going forward for you?
Yeah, I think the recovery piece will be huge. But yeah, I think I would look to definitely do more in terms of volume. Um, yeah, I mean, I have my running volume and then I have my, workout hyroxy volume, and I think that number will definitely go up total volume wise.
Yeah, fair. And what is it like being like signing with Adidas so far? Like, how's the experience been, and how was it being like with them at World Champs?
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, it was. We've been kind of like working and on fleshing out a contract for weeks before Worlds, maybe even a month. So yeah, to have it come together just like 2 days before was a little nerve wracking, but ultimately like the right timing. Got a call from my agent. I think it was probably Monday night before Worlds, and he's like, "We did it. It's done." We went back and forth like 10 times, but we did it. And then yeah, from there, just to have their support throughout the weekend was such a gift. I stayed at their hybrid hotel, which was like just a really fun curated experience. Their team did a great job putting that together. And then, yeah, I mean, to see them at the venue, and I'm still new to the team, but they were all just like so passionate and so excited for me. Rode the bus back and got back to the hotel, and the whole team is there, and we went to the roof, and it's midsummer in Stockholm, so it's light until 3 a.m. and celebrated up there and popped champagne and ate cake and had a burger. And yeah, the days after were also incredible. Like went to go see headquarters in Germany. And that was a just really incredible kind of I mean, not once in a lifetime, I'll be back, but an incredible experience to be able to talk to all the people there involved with product development. Yeah, they just have an incredible campus. Yeah, I'm excited to be back there in September already. That'll be fun. But yeah, to have the support of that group is more than I ever could have imagined for myself. Like as a runner, um, I was always going to ride that kind of semi-professional line. You know, I had minimal support in terms of help with travel costs and gear, but it was never going to be something I could make my living. So to have a sport and fall into a sport that lets me do that and move for a living is something I never could have imagined, and I hope I never take for granted.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I mean, like, well deserved. You're an incredible athlete there. Like, and I mean, did it put a little bit of pressure? Did you feel any pressure on it? You're like signing 2 days before and then having to compete in Worlds.
Like, signing 2 days before when you can't walk.
when you
and you're hobbling around. You're like, great, done it, signed.
Yeah, yeah. It was cool. That was a nerve-wracking thing. Like I'm signing the contract and like I'm like, I think I'll be able to compete. I don't know. So,
What's
yeah,
your policy on DNS?
Do I tell you everything? Yeah, definitely. I don't think I felt a large sense of added pressure. Again, I think I still knew what I was capable of, but I think it felt so good to me to be able to come out with a win because it's not what I expected. I don't think that's what they were expecting of me either. So to be able to come out with that as like my first like way to represent the brand just felt like, oh, just like such a, not a relief. I don't know what the right word is, but like it felt really good to be able to have that be my first like um, move with the brand, and to like show them that like, you know, they hopefully invested in a place that, you know, is gonna pay off and be a good place to be. I think I talked to the, you know, head of training afterwards, maybe even like 10 minutes after the race. And I think he expressed to me, he was like, you know, a win is great, but like it's so much more than that for us. Like it's about you as a person and about your story and like who you are and how you interact. Like a win is just like the cherry on top. So I mean, that felt really good to hear.
Yeah,
that's so good. And they turned it around, like we noticed in there, because they took over the like bottom of the mall, didn't they? Like
Yeah.
Adidas, like your picture was up there, like within. I mean, they turned it around quickly and had your picture up as like the champ, didn't they? I was like, oh my God, they've got that up like I swear within like hours.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like, yeah, almost immediate. Their marketing team really like they moved quickly for sure. Yeah, to walk in the mall and like see my face up there on like a big
that's
bill.
surreal because it was huge. It was like
yeah, again, things I never expected in life. Add that to the list.
Yeah, so good. And did you do any like, or I mean, you don't have to share, but like,
Yeah.
have you done like testing with them, or like whether it's for like your fitness and your strength, or like product testing, or I don't know, did you do anything like cool or exciting that you're allowed or would like to share with us?
Definitely. No, so all they did, I was only there for 2 days at headquarters and they took like a bunch of measurements, just so they'll know like going forward exactly like size specs and shoe specs and everything, to make like very custom product for us, which is great. But then yeah, I'll be back in September. Probably will do some of that stuff then, but they also have an event in like February. It's called Primer, and they bring in like all their training athletes. And that's where they'll do the bulk of like VO2 max testing. Again, like testing different shoes. Actually, I did some like testing of um, different like clothing apparel pieces that they're looking to create, like kind of like a speed suit thing, some like moisture wicking material. Um, Definitely tested some of that. And then, yeah, I think going forward too, I hope to be pretty involved in development of like, you know, new shoes, new HYROX gear going forward. I think that's a big part of it for me is that they're going to give me a seat at the table for those things. I have a lot of opinions. I've I've run in a lot of shoes. I think I know what works best for me, and I think what would work best for a lot of people. So yeah, I'm excited to to like have a say in some of those decisions.
Yeah, totally. Which shoes did you race in at World?
I raced in this was not ideal. I raced in the Boston, which I had been doing some workouts in their new like drop set elite shoe. And I loved it. The stack height is a little high, and with the whole ankle consideration, it was like this is not a good idea.
Fair.
To have a high stack height and tight turns with a bad ankle is just kind of, I think, asking for trouble. So my go-to has always been the Boston 13s. Super light, like pretty stable. It has like carbon rods, so it still has a little bit of oomph to it. It's kind of like my go-to long run workout shoe when I'm, training here in Michigan. So that was what I wore. Again, I think the preference would have been to wear that elite shoe, but with the ankle, it just wasn't going to happen. And then yeah, they also recently came out with the Drop Set Pro, which I've been doing a lot of workouts in here. It's a like really reasonably priced kind of mid-range shoe, but it's been really great for workouts. So right now, I'm actually like super happy with their spread in terms of shoes that I can use for HYROX and also for like workouts running on the roads and on the track here. So yeah, I've worn Adidas for a while, and it like to sign with them just feels like such a natural, easy fit. Like there's no part of me that was like, oh, I hope the shoes work. Like I knew the second I signed my name there that like I have a whole range of shoes that will work for everything I need them for.
Yeah, no.
And is that like I think that's really nice because I think that's super important when you see people that sign with brands. Is that something you do going forward? Because obviously you're going to get a lot of offers from different brands, different people to like endorse products probably. And is it important to you that it's something that matters to you, or a brand that you use already, or a brand that you could get used to using, that it's rather than just endorsing something because
You're
it's
getting money. Yeah.
yeah, it's money or it's an opportunity or something? Because I guess
Yeah,
go.
that's something I've really appreciated about my agent. His name is Bajan. He works, or his company is Ripple Sports. And if it were up to me, like, after Warsaw or Toulouse, like I was already getting offers from a lot of like kind of smaller brands. And he kind of guided me in the right direction of let's sign with like the big brand first. Let's take care of Adidas. And then from there we can kind of branch out to like other brands. That was really sound advice. Really appreciated him for that. But yeah, going forward, I don't want this, 10 brand family. Like I hope I have a small group of people I work with. I already have a pretty good idea of what a handful of those brands will be. But yeah, I'm pretty patient with it all. I think what I'm looking for mostly is like a brand that I like to use and I have used in the past, and then also like a brand that believes in me as an athlete, and yeah, I can have some say and some influence. And yeah, I've already found that with a number of different brands that I'm super excited about working with. So yeah, hopefully in the coming months there'll be little pieces to drop into that puzzle. So yeah, excited to share that when all those things kind of come to fruition.
Yeah, because like I think like from talking to different athletes, like it's quite a scary place to be because like
Yeah.
talking to these big companies and doing brand deals and stuff, and it's you're an individual that's trying to find the best thing for you. And sometimes I guess like if you don't have an agent that's really good, like you said, to help like steer you in the right direction, it's a bit of a minefield, and you don't want to end up signing something that doesn't work for you as an athlete, you know?
I mean,
Um,
I would have signed like any contract.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, you want to work with me? Great. I'll take $10. Sure, it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, that's great.
So
And
yeah,
then you can't work with anyone else for 5 years, and you've got the world
yeah,
champ running around in an Aldi special.
and you're done. Yeah. So yeah, to have someone that like is able to have some kind of like difficult contentious conversations and kind of push for what he truly believes I'm worth and what
Yeah.
I will be worth in the coming years in the sport was really helpful. Because yeah, I just would have been like, cool, whatever you want to give me, I'm fine. Yay. So yeah, having Bajan on my team has been great.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I love that. I was gonna I'm rewinding slightly.
Mhm.
But it's just because I feel like maybe people listening might want to know. You said that you thought that in the race your burpees like maybe weren't your fastest, but then like actually they were like pretty good. You've been working on them. Do you have like everyone always loves burpee tips because I think a lot of people hate burpees. Do you
Yeah.
have any help for anyone with their burpees if they're
I mean,
also struggling?
advice from the person that's been in this for 6 months and doesn't know the order of events, but
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. The burpees, that's it. My advice is just before the row.
do them before the row.
Yeah, and you'll be
After
grand.
the sled pull. Yeah. Just make sure you do them right in there and you'll be fine. No, I think the things that I've had to work on, um, just trying to like pick up the general tempo of how quickly I get through them, just less pause in between like cycles of burpees. Okay, so I think when I started, I just tried to jump way too far, and that was like the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, how far can I jump? That was like my first week in the sport. So yeah, focused on not jumping quite as far. When I land, um, I used to get into a really deep squat. I think that's just some wasted energy. So trying to land not a deep squat, and then I immediately will like throw my hands down and put my feet back at the exact same time. So almost just like belly flap onto the ground. So I get down really quickly, and then stepping up, I'll kind of like hop one foot up, hop the other up. And then the thing we're working on most right now is as I get up to start that kind of arm swing back, as soon as I kind of get one foot moving, instead of like getting my feet set and then swinging the arms and jumping, to try and make that more of like a fluid motion. So yeah, my biggest things have been not getting into a deep squat, the belly flap, kind of hands and feet back at the exact same time, and then trying to work right now on like the arm swing as I gather myself and come up instead of once I plant. So there's been a few pieces, and I think that I'm looking forward to, yeah, like just really hoping to increase the tempo on the whole thing in the next few months.
Yeah. And how does the new rule change? What do you think about that? With the like you can have slightly 5 centimeters staggered feet or something. Did you have dodgy judging in the World Champs? Or did you?
I Yeah, my judge was, I had a great experience. I got one yellow card in sled pull because I did step on a line. So not really any issues there. Yeah, my judge was great. Yeah, I think that rule is a good change though. Like I think um again, unless it's like really egregious, like no one is gaining that much of advantage by their feet being, 2 centimeters, different. So I think that's a really healthy thing and a good change for the sport going forward. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, no, fair. And then did we ask you this last time? Is any doubles on the cards, or are you
Oh,
solely
yeah,
doing
I
doubles?
would love to do some sort of doubles. I think it would just depend on having the right partner. Right now in the US, I'm still kind of looking for like a woman to like come on the scene because it has to be the same nationality. So that kind of is
Yeah.
limiting. Yeah, a woman to come on the scene who kind of has like an equal running ability to me. I think that could be really interesting. And I think that will happen in the coming years. I've already been talking to a couple people who are either not in the sport yet or who are new to the sport. So I think that could be a possibility, whether it's this year or whether it's next year. I would love to do a mixed doubles as well. Maybe try and go for like a world record in that. I think that could be a fun race and a fun thing to aim for. So definitely intrigued by doubles. Could also see myself being fine without it, but if it's the right fit and the right race and the right person, I'm all for it.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, surely now you must have pals that you've run against that are looking over at you thinking, "Hey, what's this thing that Alyssa's doing?" And
Yeah.
like, maybe I fancy a piece of HYROX. Have you had any messages like that from anyone that you used to race against, run with?
Tons. Yeah, or even people I haven't raced against. Yeah, I think that runners are gonna see that there's like this is a fun sport and could be like a interesting change of pace that also is like in their wheelhouse. Whether it's, a marathoner or like someone, just getting out of college running that kind of wants a new challenge and still to stay competitive. So yeah, I think from the messages I've received and just like pieces I've seen written about the sport, yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah. God, it's gonna be interesting, isn't it, this season? Do you think? And then going forward, I guess like we think, oh yeah, so there's gonna be like Joanna, Lauren Weeks, Sinead, like Alyssa, and then actually we could have another Alyssa that just rocks up. Like Saskia's probably gonna be up there, Saskia Millard. But like,
100.
but
Yeah,
you have a handful of like 10 runners that just pop in like you did, and then we've got like a whole world of
yeah, I think
wow.
I think in the coming years we're going to see like a big change in what the Elite 15 looks like. Like I right now it's like such a talented group of women. But I think with the growth of the sport, um I think we're going to see, really high level collegiate,
Mm.
runners in those mid distance events, coming into the sport and making waves pretty early on. So yeah, I think there's going to be a massive change in, the front runners, and I think it could be like very topsy turvy compared to this year and the past years.
Yeah, and do you think that's like, especially with big brands like Adidas, Nike, like all these big brands now, really like putting everything into high
Backing
road? You
it,
can tell
yeah.
they're backing it. Yeah, they're going all in. So it's obviously
Hmm.
going somewhere. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think people are seeing that there's like a way to make a living in the sport. Like you said, like those big brands are like really investing in their athletes and making it possible for them to do HYROX as their living. And I think that a lot of people, a lot of runners, a lot of, again, other multi-sport athletes are going to see that and be pretty attracted to that. So yeah, I think I came into the sport at a great time when, maybe a few years ago, it wasn't as possible to make this like your career. But when I came in, it was like, again, I think it's just like the perfect timing for all of that. So I'm really excited to see like how it grows and booms and changes in the next couple of years. I know they're talking about like, selling rights to like major broadcasting companies, and there's, different higher up companies looking to buy HYROX. And there's, yeah, I think there could just be a lot of changes in the coming years.
Yeah. And how, like, how, I don't want to say how fast do you think HYROX can get? It's quite like hard because I know
Yeah.
courses are different and it's not really like specifically on time. But like, where do you think, if you were to take your race, for example, where do you think you can make the most like time up? Do you still think
Mhm.
it's pushing those runs in the running, or like is there a point where it gets to like you can't run it a huge amount faster to still be able to put out the effort on the stations?
Yeah, I do think that my stations will all have a few seconds of improvement like available. Like I hope to be able to, ski and row faster, push faster, all those things. But I do think just the bulk of the race still is running. And I know that I'm capable of running way faster if I can, make sure my stations are really solid and won't suffer for it. So yeah, I still think the bulk of the time for me is going to come off of those runs. Um, all the stations, again, I've been at it for 6 months. They all have little chunks of time that will come off, but I mean, you
Yeah.
combine all those things. Yeah, I'm also curious to see like what they do moving forward with world record times and such. Like right now, there's all these courses that are not quite standardized, and you have, London that was really fast and Warsaw was pretty fast. So, world record stands in Warsaw, but I'm curious to see if they, with the elites moving to like a grid racing format, if they start to have like an open course world record versus like a grid course world record. So yeah, just again, still a new sport, like lots of changes ahead, especially if they're like, looking forward to possibly moving into being an Olympic sport. Like that's a whole nother question. So yeah, just again, an exciting time to be part of the sport. It's the wild, wild west.
No,
Does that
totally.
excite you that it could be part of the Olympics? Like, does that?
That's the talk again, 2032. So I mean, it's I think still very like loose and
Mm.
theoretical, but I think that's the hope for a lot of people.
Yeah. And would you aim to be there? Is that something that you're thinking? Yeah, like
Yeah, well, how many years away is that? That's
six,
sure. Yeah,
six, why not? Have you
it's a
got
chunk
6
of
years?
time, but
Yeah,
yeah,
6 years.
we'll aim for it. Yeah, for sure.
Why not?
No, I love it. I love it.
And have you had time to soak it all in? Do you feel like like people have these moments where they look back on it, say in a year, 2 years to come, and they're like, oh, I became world champ, but I didn't really like let myself soak it all in. I just like moved on to the next thing. Do you feel like you've allowed yourself the opportunity to soak it all in before thinking of next season?
I do think so. Yeah, I think staying in Europe for a few days after competition really helped with that.
Mm.
Just getting to like be at the arena and not be nervous and getting to interact with fans and again talk to people like you guys, like tell my story and yeah, I've got to relive it a bunch in that way, which has been so cool. So thanks for letting me like talk through the whole
Yeah,
thing
you
again.
are welcome.
Yeah, I'm not someone that's gonna come back home and like if I see a friend or family member, I'm going to tell them like a, quick 30-second snippet of the whole thing. But unless someone like wants to ask a ton of questions, I'm not going to be the person that just like word dumps on them for a half hour. That's not who I am. So yeah, I do think I've gotten to soak it in and enjoy it in a lot of different ways with a lot of different people. It helps to come back to not have any, huge events for another couple months. I do just get to kind of bask in it all. So yeah, I do think it still doesn't feel like real, but yeah, I do think I've really gotten to enjoy it.
Was your gym buzzing when you went back to the gym? Was like everyone like,
Yeah, it was yeah, again to have found like a community like this one in such a short amount of time. Again, we had two other teammates at World, so yeah, they're supporting me. My coach was there. Again, people at home, like the amount of people at home that were either watching at the gym or watching on their own time, the people I've talked to about that, it's just been such a wild number. Like people have forced their whole office communities to watch. So I'm sorry to all the people that didn't know about HYROX that now have to know about HYROX. Um, yeah, and then yeah, coming home, and I'm not someone, I don't necessarily want the attention of I don't know. It's really great when people say or not thanks, say, good job and want to hear about it. But again, I don't need to talk about it for, weeks on end. So I'm hoping it has been like very back to normal in the last week. And that's definitely how I like it. But yeah, I feel so loved and so supported.
Yeah, it's so cool though. It's so inspirational for people at your gym and stuff as well, just to watch you. Probably they've watched your journey through like
Yeah.
the last 6 months, and just been like, wow, pretty incredible.
Yeah. Not to not do it fully alone, to feel like there's people behind you. Changes that.
Yeah, 100%. And what do you think about Hong Kong next year and competing
Oh, I'm
there?
thrilled. Yeah, hoping to like go a good chunk early to kind of get used to time zone changes and all that. But yeah, I will travel anywhere for HYROX. The further the better. So
Yeah, have
yeah,
you
I'm
been
pumped.
before to Hong Kong?
I've been once, yeah, and I loved it. Just
Okay.
busy and bustling and
Yeah.
just like a sensory overload, which is so fun. So yeah, I think being there early will definitely be necessary, just to get used to everything. But yeah, I'm thrilled.
No, that's awesome. And I mean, we did ask you our closing question last time, so I won't ask the exact same again, but maybe like, is there, I don't know, a message or something that you've taken from the last season that you're going to take into the next season, or anything that you could kind of end on, like, and share with our listeners to give them something to think about?
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I think the theme of this whole season for me has just been um, that yeah, there's been bumps along the way. Like again, I got a hard sled lane in Vegas, and you know, spit at Glasgow. Had a hard time getting tickets. Twisted my ankle. That I can add that to the list. But yeah, there's just been a lot of like hard negative things along this path, and just seeing that all of them, like I could tell the whole story, and all of them throughout the way were like necessary in some way, shape, or form to have me arrive at being the world champ a few weeks ago. So just really throughout this last 6 months have seen that um, it's yeah, those negatives were worth it. They were necessary, and they ultimately turned into a really positive thing. So I think that's just a bigger thing than just in sport. It's just a life thing in general. That yeah, you can look back and oftentimes see that hard things were necessary in order for you to be in the place that's hopefully good that you are today.
Yeah. Fair. And I think like you're testament to the fact that like a plan doesn't always succeed like straight away, because you had your plan obviously to race to get into this and it didn't work. So you just booked another race and you were on a plane, you were there, you doing another race, and it's like you obviously really believed you could be there and you didn't just let it happen. You always made it happen. And I think
Yeah,
it's really cool to see just you knew what you wanted and you just found a way to get there, and it doesn't matter what
yeah,
happens along the way, you
no,
believe it.
that's definitely a part of it too. The self belief,
Yeah.
and then like relentless determination to like not
Yeah.
let go, and to make it happen if it's something you truly want to happen. So yeah, there's been a lot of HYROX life lessons so far. More to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, I
More
was
to
gonna
go.
say, I'm sure there'll be a lot more next
Yeah,
season, and the many seasons after that.
agreed.
But thank you so much for reliving the race with us, and
Yeah.
talking us through it, and jumping on to chat to us again. Because yeah, we feel very privileged to have been able to speak to you twice in such a short space of time, after you becoming world champion. So a huge thank you for your time. And if anyone doesn't follow you already, I'm sure like the whole HYROX world does now. But if they don't, where can they find you?
I am just over on Instagram at Alyssa McElheny. That's it. Super easy.
Perfect.
And are you, just before we finish, do you do like photography professionally? Because you take some really good photos.
Yeah, that was my job. I was a wedding photographer for 14 years, and now I can say it was my job. I think I have two
Oh,
events left to photograph, and then I've been saying no to any requests going forward. So pretty wild. Yeah.
Wild.
that is wild. Because you
Yeah.
do like even your even just like on your Instagram, it's so interesting to follow because you just take such quirky shots of different places.
Yeah, good pictures in Stockholm. I was like, God, you've taken some
so good.
Yeah, good shots in Stockholm.
That's exactly what I want to hear. I appreciate it.
Yeah, following your Instagram for both HYROX and just cool photos and cool shots, I would say. You're a good person to follow for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, honestly, I was like, hey, you must do like these are too good. I can't do those on my iPhone.
Take some yeah. But yeah, I like so appreciate you guys chatting and letting me blab about this and relive it. So hope to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, no, thank you. Definitely. And good luck for next season.
Okay, we'll stay in touch.